Can you remember a sports shock in the NFL that's anywhere near what we got with the NBA?
I remember being I'm not saying it's near where the NBA is, but I remember Easter Sunday one year, the Eagles traded Donovan McNabb to the Redskins. And that was like, wow, right? I mean, in division, and Donovan had been the face of the Eagles franchise for a decade. That was one where I think, I used to be working for Sirius XM. I think we had an emergency show. I think they called me like, can you do a show tonight, Easter Sunday night, to discuss that? I thought it was pretty crazy when the Patriots traded Bledsoe to the Bills, although you kind of knew that was coming. Not to this extent. Not like, I'll say this. I don't know that much about the NBA or that many guys about the NBA. In the NBA, if you're not sure what's happening, when in doubt, the guy probably wanted out. I mean, it seems like all these guys, that's all they talk about in Philly now is Embiid and, Jimmy Butler. It just seems like if you're not sure why a team is moving on from a guy, that guy probably wanted out. And I don't know anything about Luka. Maybe he loved Dallas, but that's my 2 cents about the NBA.
I thought about Andrew Luck, that was...
Oh, yes.
Because it felt like that he finally got the Colts' offensive line figured out, that he was getting healthier, he was in his prime, and then all of a sudden Shefty drops the bomb that he's retiring, and that was during preseason when he was at the game on the sidelines, and then the fans started booing him.
Yeah, that really hurt my heart. I didn't like how any of that went down. You're right, because what guy retires in the middle, or at least it comes out in the middle of like the second preseason game? That's just not a thing for a starting quarterback to retire middle of the second or third preseason game. You're right, and then they were booing him, and then he had that awkward press conference, and that's not how he wanted it to go. I always think about situations like that, Dan, and I know you're similar. Who did that? Like, who told Shefty? And Shefty, Shefty did his job, but somebody, my guess, in the Colts organization was not happy, and they put it out there and kind of put Andrew in a bad spot.
Yeah, Shefty tried to do a NFL comp on Luka Doncic and Anthony Davis, and I think he said Joe Burrow for Lamar Jackson.
Right.
And that's not good.
That's what I've heard.
It's not even close. It would be where you have somebody who is 25 and then a quarterback who's 32. A quarterback who's 25 and awesome, and then if you said Joe Burrow, Dak Prescott, that to me would be the comp. Dak Prescott, injured a lot, has had some success, hasn't won anything. Joe Burrow is 25 and still in his prime. So I would say that would be the modern-day NFL comp for me.
So, and again, I don't follow the NBA that closely, Dan, but everybody's saying, how could the Mavs do this? How could the Mavs do this? Whoever's running their organization, they're not that dumb, right? Like, there's got to be some reasoning, some logic. Maybe we'll find out. Maybe we won't. I saw where he's eligible for the Supermax in a year or two. Maybe he told him, I don't want to be there. Like, I'm not going to sign this with you. If you want to get anything in return for me, you better trade me now. There's got to be more to it that for whatever various reasons, agents and all that stuff, they don't want to put it out there.